This is the 501st Battle Pack, set 75345. Comes with a 501st Officer, 2 501st Heavy Troopers, and 1 501st Clone Specialist. We're going to begin with the AV7 cannon here. It looks really good for the most part. It has some serious detail. The cannon length is just perfect. I mean, just look at that. I think the cannon design is really nice with a mix of these round dome pieces and the Technic screw pieces. And I also think the seating is pretty good. You can easily stick, say, your officer into the seat position. So now you can fire the cannon. You can also put that rangefinder down. Oh, we'll talk about that issue later. The legs can move side to side, almost 360 degrees. It's really nice. And you can also move these things up and down so you can position it any way you want. But I prefer it like this, which is how they put it in the set. There is a transparent piece on the bottom to keep it stable, which I'm totally fine with, but it's just a nice little detail there. Figures, we're going to start off with the 501st Officer. He's looking really nice. I think the blue belt was really nice. As some of you may know, this minifigure selection was based off the Battlefront 2 game. As you can see here, we have the Officer, Heavy, Specialist, and just looking at them right here, they look really nice. But the Officer, his blue belt matches his appearance in the game, and so does the comma. But we'll talk about an issue with that later. Rangefinder, really nice touch. Comes with one blaster. There's another blaster in the extra pieces if you want to add it, but I just gave him one because that's a little more accurate. The heavies have a little more detail on the helmet. As you can see, they have some black lines at the top of their helmets, unlike the Officer and the Specialist, who just have basic helmets with the holes in the side. We get that nice visor on the sides, which of course is still like 11 years old. I'm not sure why we haven't gotten an updated visor, but it still looks decent. The strap on the front, it's a nice little detail too. You can see behind it the blue markings are a bit different to signify its heavy appearance. Also comes with a real nice Republic backpack on the back. It's just a neck bracket with a flat tile piece, but it still looks really good. Lots of detail on that thing. The gun is questionable, but I think it was a decent choice because after all, LEGO doesn't really have a lot of gun selections available, so they just used a double barrel and added a binocular piece on the end of it, which looks pretty good, but could be better. Then of course we get two of these. It's the exact same thing, but just another mention. Now, the Specialist here is my favorite minifig at the entire pack. It's got a basic helmet, as seen on the Officer minifigure, and it comes with a sniper with that nice DC-15 attachment to make it a little more accurate. Just stick it on the end of the gun, like so. And it's got blue arms, which is really nice. I think it's a little more accurate, but I do wish there were white arms with some arm printing, just like the ones we see in the game. It's got white arms with a stripe going down, but it still looks okay. You can see these yellow markings on the torso signify that it is a sniper, but other than that, it's really just the same torso. The legs, I have some issues with. We'll talk about that later. But they're just the basic clone legs that we see on every 501st clone, except for the Officer, of course. But basic legs. The macros are amazing. Do kind of wish they had some printing on the front, like a little black thin stripe, but it's still looking really good. I like the detail with the buttons on the top engraved onto there. They are very physical, and you can lift them up to make them look real nice, or you can lift them down to make it in that sniping position. So we're in the cons section, and I'm going to start off with the AV cannon. Now, the original AV cannon set was pretty large. This one, of course, is smaller for the battle pack size, and I think the sizing is perfect. Of course, not minifigure scale. You can set a minifigure in here, as I talked about before. One issue I do have with it is that it does not have a control panel on the front. I think that is a really huge issue. He's just kind of staring into space. He has no way to actually shoot the cannon. Really funny there. I also think the cannon mobility here is very limited. I'll take this minifigure. It can only move that much. I guess that's kind of accurate. But still, I kind of wish I had some more mobility, like I could move forward a little bit more. But no, that just breaks it. I really don't like this color scheme here with the yellow inside and all around it on the sides, right up here, on the side here. It does not clash with the gray very well. The crimson color kind of throws me off. You just got some random silver pieces here. The coloring is really bad, but overall, it's still a really great build. Next up, I think everybody's had this issue. The holes on the side of the officer's helmet. It's very disturbing to see that one hole. I wish we could have a helmet where it just has one hole for the rangefinder and then the other hole doesn't need a rangefinder. Really dumb. The torso, it's okay. It's very accurate. Love the blue belt. The back's got the blue plating. And the bottom, I have the most problems with ever. Oh my gosh, guys. This annoys the crud out of me. Way back when, we used to have ARC troopers. We had we had cloth pieces and shoulder pads and like cloth commas and tunics. And they were so cool, but now Lego's just being lazy and printing them on. Sure, it's cheaper and a little more effective, but it just doesn't look right. It just makes me so mad that the cloth is just printed on and on the side it doesn't even go anywhere. It just makes me so mad that it doesn't have a cloth piece. Luckily, I did order some commas off of Clone Army Customs, so they should be arriving pretty soon. I will be able to upgrade the legs with some actual commas because Lego apparently is too lazy to do that. The specialist here, I don't really have many issues except for the arms. Kind of wish they had the stripes on them. The torso is fine. The legs, I kind of wish it had those striped legs that we see in the Battlefront 2 game. You can see here there's some lines on them. And it was leaked that we were going to get the legs, but I think Lego, like last minute, said, you know what, we're going to be lazy. Just give them some basic 501st legs. So that's what they did. The micro binoculars. It makes me sick that other companies like Clone Army Customs can add printing onto their micro binoculars. Sure, it's a little more expensive, but it just makes me sick that they can do it. And Lego can't do it. Lego is the #1 toy company in America. And I think all over the world as well. It's really sad that they can't print onto such a piece that is so small. And other companies are beating them at that. It's just losing production value, if that's a correct term. But it's just not good, Lego. You really got to up your game with this stuff. You can see in the game here, the micro binoculars actually have some coloring on them, look really slick, really, really good. But this just looks really bland to me. I mean, they're still satisfactory, I guess, but Lego, you gotta do better, guys. In conclusion, I gotta give this thing a 4 out of 5. The cannon, good build, not so great on the coloring. The yellow and crimson don't look really ugly. The heavy trooper is almost perfect. The officer is absolutely horrendous. The specialist, so close to being good. It's just the little macros that just make me sick. So yeah, I'm just a little angry about that. I don't recommend army building with this, because unlike the 501st Legion Troopers pack that we got a while back, this one has some very specific troopers, which aren't the best for army building, but still good to buy maybe 2 or 3 of these packs, just to add to your collection. AV cannon, really nice to add to. If you saw one of my previous videos, I used these minifigures in a stop motion film. So these things are really good. I totally recommend this set, despite some issues.